Welcome back to another episode of Sip to IvanEvans. And what we're gonna do today is we're gonna have our little call-in show. Hopefully our phone lines are acting right. We got a call already in waiting. The number is in the chat box. With the code, it's 605. What's that? 472-5400. Code 918-914. So you can go ahead and get in line if you want to call in and talk a little bit about the schedule. If you have any questions pertaining to the Baltimore Ravens or football in general. So we're going to try to stay here for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how many calls or questions we have and whatnot, and go from there. So, if you saw my video that I did earlier, you see I got the Ravens going 12-5, and we'll talk about, between calls, kind of who I got us winning to and who I got us losing to, depending on, whatnot. And so also, if you plan on going to any of these games, that would be something we can talk about also. So again, the number is in the chat box. It should be constantly recycling through. Let me get it to where it recycles through quicker. Cause it won't be on the screen today because I'm working on putting together this different look. And so I won't have it on the screen today. In the future I will, but let me just make it to where the number pops up constantly in the chat box. So that should help us out right there. Let me get everything back how I had it. Now we can go ahead and get started. We can go ahead and get this thing rolling. All right. So appreciate you guys for coming through. Bazel was first. Osmond, Manny. Who else we got? Z the Beast, Big Red, G. And let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Let's see what we got on our first call and see what they want to talk about. Mic check. You got me? Yeah, I got you. You got me today?
Yeah, I got you today. I also have you fix the phone. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. I'm a diehard, Ravens fan, Tally fan, so I was gonna troop through it. But yeah, I appreciate it.
And the funny thing is when I turned it off and turned it back on, it worked just fine. I don't know what was going on that day.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it said like Fugazi or something like that on the old video. I had got off early, so I didn't know you fixed it. But yeah, it's good to hear.
I appreciate it. What you think about the schedule? And if you got any questions, fire them off.
Yeah, let me get a question out the way first. So have you ever, or what do you think, because I found out before, but it was a long time ago and it changed, and I don't live in Baltimore anymore, Maryland, but how much do you think season tickets are? Because I know they raised it.
That's good. And I don't know that. That would be a question, like the only person that I know has season tickets is Ken McCusick.
Okay.
But I do know there's a waiting list for new guys or new gals or new families, whatever the correct way to say this. But I know there's a waiting list, and I'm sure with the additions to the seats, they've went up. But I don't know the exact price. Because I don't live there either, so that never was something I went to go try to find, because I know I'm on a game by game basis. So I haven't even researched season tickets, and I'm sure somebody in the chat box may be able to tell you by the time we get through these questions, because some people got the fastest Google in America. I personally don't.
I'll tune into the show, so if you could, when King gets to you and he tells you, I want to know. But I wonder why there would be a waiting list. I mean, I would just think it's first come first serve, right?
Well, the waiting list is for the people that already have them. They have a certain number of PSLs, and you can't like get them until they decide to either sell them or don't want to be a PSL anymore. That's what that is. So that's why it's a waiting list, because they are. Let's jump to throw a number out there. Say they got 2,000 PSLs. Well, the waiting list is because one of them 2,000 got to come off for the next person to go on. That's why they got a waiting list.
Also, they get a chance to actually be a part of the membership, a part of the club, and then you got to wait till somebody leaves, like in the Congress or something.
Right, basically. You got to wait till somebody say either I don't want these tickets no more, or whatever. But then again, a lot of PSLs they sell their tickets. Depending, they look at the schedule and they see what games they want to go to, and the games they don't, they'll sell them.
Yeah, but why do they always up the prices after we have a bad season? like we had a good season, but that
Mm-hmm.
ending was so horrible. It put so much ash in our mouth. It just made it feel like a bad season. When he was getting hurt, they weren't doing
Sure
that.
wasn't.
But
They
when
was not.
when it's a bad loss, they'll charge us like, what's going on? That's horrible. But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the
let's
charges
get
is
to
just
it.
because them them seat upgrades they did. Because I know they got field seats now, so I know that's
Yeah,
probably one thing that they gonna be real proud of. Which I'll probably never sit in those seats, but that's what it is. They added some extra seats are at field level, and for me that like to see everything, I don't want to sit down there no way because I don't want to see the back of people's head. I want to sit up top where I can see everything.
right. And that's what I thought. I thought like if you go to like any of these sites where you have to buy seats, I thought that you could select some seats, but just buy it the whole, every game, and then
Nah,
they give you like free amenities. But
you
I thought
got
you got to choose the exact seats if you was a season ticket holder.
if they have certain seats for the season ticket holders, and so like when the
Right.
season's over, I think they send them something out saying, "Do you want to renew?" And then if you say
Oh,
yes or no, if you say yes, obviously they'll say, "Hey, it's whatever $1,000 it is," and you start paying on it. But if you say no, then they probably pull somebody in from the waiting list.
okay. Well, let's get down to the schedule.
Okay.
This is the best schedule. This is the best schedule I think we had in maybe 5 years. Last year's schedule was pretty decent too because of our bye, but I like that our bye is late. I know you made a video. I didn't get to watch it yet because I was looking for it. I was looking for it since yesterday, but I had to do some money stuff, so I missed the last
I
2 weeks.
understand
But
that money come first.
um, I only got like 3 or 4 things. Well, I can't. I'm gonna shoot through it real quick.
Oh,
The thing that I like the most is the teams that I worry about, that I'm concerned about. We play them later,
what
some
teams are
tape on
those?
them. I got 4 of them:
Okay.
Philly and
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
the Browns, and Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Those are the teams that I'm concerned about. And we played the Browns the last. We played the Browns the last game, and that's a divisional opponent.
Yeah, we're
But
playing week 8 and
we
week
might sit our
18.
starters, huh?
We playing week 8 and week 18.
Yeah, I'm talking about week 18 because we always sit our starters and we always end up losing, and they
Mm-hmm.
always blame it on my boy. I forgot his name right now, number 2. They always blame it on him, and it's always the same script. But
Snoop.
he's not here now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Snoop. So I like that we get the hard people later, and we can get some tape on them because
Mm-hmm.
those teams, they made great improvements, and nobody knows what to expect. And I think they're gonna be some bad MFers, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And Mike Evans,
Definitely that Cleveland squad if they get their quarterback situation together, because their defense was top notch. But that last game, like you said, setting the starters, I picked us to lose that
yep,
game for that reason right there.
right, right. And the last 4 games after the bye, that's when we get the Browns the second time, and that's when we get the Steelers the second time. I love that because
Mm-hmm.
those division games is brutal, and we need some time to, recuperate after those 13 games. We if they would have gave us 2 division games, um, they did for Cincinnati, but before that bye, I thought that would have been cruel. So I'm glad that they waited to after the bye to give us 2 more instead
Mm-hmm.
of pushing the other pushing it like they did that Cincinnati game. That was great. And then I like that. It's the second thing. I like that after the bye, we get New York with that cold turf. Because
Yep.
before then, we would have been beat up. So it's good that we get some time to heal before we go up there to New York with that badass turf that they got.
Now, what about this though? After the bye week,
Uh-huh.
that's 3 games in 10 days.
We're going
We
to be
got we
doing that the whole season. That's the thing that I hate most.
we got 3
It's
games in 10
beautiful.
days.
It's a beautiful schedule, but it's not perfect. And they screwed us. They screwed us twice. They did something very evil to us. Now, to do it to us one time, that's okay. But they did it to us twice, and they did it back to back. And that's that Monday game. We played Tampa
Mm-hmm.
at 8 o'clock, and then we fly to Cleveland to play Sunday at 1. and I think that's only like 5 days rest, 6 days rest, and it's away both times. That's cruel. They did
Yeah.
that bad to us. We got to go against Mike Evans and then Deshaun Watson. That's cruel.
Hey, I
That's
think we got a
cruel.
pretty tough schedule. I think our division is going to be the toughest in the league again. And then you add playing, some of these out of division teams, the KC, and I think the Chargers are gonna be better. Philly, with adding Saquon, I think they're gonna be better. And the Cowboys, you never know what you're gonna get out of them. I think we got a pretty tough schedule, and and the only reason I saw this because it was on Twitter. I don't go watch their show, but apparently Phil Simms think we gonna be in last place after week 5 of the NFL season.
Well, I think everybody that's a Baltimore Raven knows for sure that Chris Sims and Mike Florio are buffoons. So I'm surprised that you watched that. I'm surprised you haven't given up on them. But if you feel like you get some good information from them, then more power to you. But the second thing that I hate, and this is just I'm piggybacking right where I left off. The game after Cleveland, okay, that's a divisional opponent that we only get 5 days rest for. The game after that, on Sunday, we go against Denver at home, but we only get 4 days, and then we got to play Cincinnati, another division opponent.
And I know we got 2 games on 4 days rest.
Yes. Why would they do that to us?
Because this is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons. This is no, it's not random. It's definitely not random. The Ravens are now starting to be box office. Did you see how many like primetime games we got? We're starting to be box office, and people are starting to want to see the Ravens in primetime slots. So when you get those primetime slots, what are your primetime slots? Monday, Thursday, Sunday night. Other than your special like Christmas and stuff like that, but your primetime slots are Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. So if you got to fit them in there somewhere. So and the thing is even though that's 4 days rest from week 9 to week 10, like you said, and a lot of people are upset about the 4 days rest from the 21st to the 25th, but it's still 4 days because we play on Saturday and then play on Wednesday. It's the same equivalent to playing on Sunday and playing on Thursday, which is what the NFL said they was going to do from the jump.
If you're going to give somebody, 4 days, why would you give them 2 away games?
Yeah,
why would you make the second game? You make the second game a division game, and you do it twice.
Hey, putting our back against the
You
wall.
See what I'm saying?
Putting it back against the wall right there.
That's cruel, but this is my favorite schedule because I don't think we've ever had a week 13 bye, and when we get late byes, I think we smash, man. We get on a roll and we smash, and I like that Pittsburgh. We get 10 days rest before we go against Pittsburgh because rest for Cincinnati and Cleveland, not having that with those 4-game windows is bad, but we need that 10 days rest for Pittsburgh.
And I'm glad they not at the end again because we be taking that game off sometimes depending on what we have for playoffs, and they always talk about they got this good record versus us, but I'm like we play on week 18. A lot of times we don't even play the starters.
Right.
So like the last 3 or 4 times we done played them in week 18, I don't think the starters have played. So we don't play them last now, which is a good thing. And we ain't got if they beat us, they beat us, but I don't think they will. But we ain't got to hear that crap about we sat our starters. That's the only reason we beat them, or they beat us rather.
Well, that's my last question for the schedule, and I got one more about positions, and then I'm gonna try to hop off.
Okay.
Kyle Hamilton and Trenton Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very underestimated how we can swap them in and out like Swiss Army knives. Because Trenton Simpson, he's only 6'1", but he run 4.3, and Kyle, he's 6'4", but he runs like something horrible, 4.6, 4.7. So my question to you is, this is my question, do you think that Kyle Hamilton could play some linebacker on our nickel roles? Like Roquan be next to Kyle, and then we have like another DB on the field, and we play
most definitely. I think he could. I don't think he will though, because I think what they'll do is they'll just slide Hamilton down and be like a third linebacker while he's still playing the nickel, and just they'll add another safety. I think they're gonna try to keep whoever wins that job, and I'm sure it's Simpson right now. But if he don't happen to win, for the sake of talking, let's just say it's Simpson. They're gonna try to keep those two on the field at all times, unless they come out and go like all wide receivers. I think they're gonna try to keep them two, and even if they do that, I still think they're gonna try to keep them two on the field at all times. But if they do, if for some reason if we have to, I think Kyle Hamilton is the only body that can go in and kind of play that like that second hybrid linebacker type deal. If they was in like a dime situation all the time, and you want to take Simpson out. But I will say this before I let you go. Haven't seen Simpson play fully since he was at Clemson. Exactly. And I think he was in a better role in what Kyle Hamilton does for us. I think Simpson did that at Clemson, and he was better than playing in the box. But that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago, so I don't know if he's better.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up, because I do not like my first year starting linebackers on third down. Like I have nightmares about that. I want Kyle to play linebacker on third downs and let another DB come in.
Mm-hmm. And we got plenty of them right now.
You're gonna have to be able to keep, huh?
We got plenty of them right now. Plenty of DBs.
Yeah, exactly. I want more DBs on the field on third down, and I want Kyle to slide, his tall self into that weak linebacker position, because I don't want people to pick on Trenton Simpson and then everybody treat him like Patrick Queen. So that's my worry. Thank you for taking the call. And,
no problem. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Great first call. Let's see. And again, lines open if you want to get in line. We got two right here waiting, so let's dive right on over to the second one. What up, team? Yo.
What's going on, team?
I'm good.
Team? How you doing, Doc?
We good today? No delay? We good?
We perfect. I can hear you just fine.
How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing, man? I saw the video earlier today. The video looked good. I'm glad we can actually have it back and forth instead of me saying hello. That's
right. Like I was telling the other guy, as soon as I turned it off and my wife had called to help me test it, it was just fine. So I don't know what happened, but we made it through that day, and hey, we here today. So what's good with you?
Man, chilling. So I saw the video. I'm not good for I'm not one for predicting, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamar has a very, 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 very high floor for whenever he's playing. So he's good for at least 11 wins a year. So he don't lose to the NFC. I don't see how that's going to change anything anyway this year either. Because, you look at it, Dallas is not really good against good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And who are you going to take? You're going to take Jalen Hurts, or you're going to take Lamar Jackson? I'm going with Lamar.
I'm going with Lamar right now. Yep.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So I'm excited for the season. I think we're going to try to go to that first game in Kansas City. My wife's from Kansas City.
Okay.
So one of her wife's, her best friend's husband has season tickets to the Chiefs.
Oh, that's going to be lit right there.
Yeah, it's going to be lit, man. So if I can work it out with my schedule, I'm going to hit that game. And then, we got the bus got a pretty favorable schedule. So definitely going to hit a couple of – I might get Buck season tickets this year too.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. Look forward to that as well. But I think it's going to be a good season.
Cause they definitely got better. They definitely got better.
Oh, yeah.
And they made a playoff run last year. So, that's one team you can't really – I look for them to run that division if they can build on what they finished last year.
Right. And so division is trash. And so until Bryce Young show he can compete, and I don't believe in David Carr, and definitely I believe when I see it with the Falcons. So we at least going 4-2, 5-1 in the division. And if we can win 4 to 5 games outside the division, we'll win the division, or at least make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if the Ravens are gonna get the number 1 seed this year, which I don't think they need to. You know what I'm saying? So I would probably, if they were a wild card team or a 3 seed, I think they're gonna make a deep run this year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking anywhere from 11 to 12 wins, maybe the 2 or 3 seed, 4 seed, it depending on how tough the AFC is, and a deep run in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? As long as Lamar's healthy, they're gonna at least win 11, 12 games.
Yeah,
Despite
like
how
what Joe Burrow said. Anytime I'm here, we our window open. I feel the same way with Lamar.
yeah, but Joe just be talking though. He got to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's 1-3 against Lamar,
Yep.
and Lamar is 8-1 against the Bengals. So, and one thing I will say, because everybody talks about how tough the division is. The division is important, but the key is it doesn't matter how you win your games unless you finish tied up with other teams. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things to where even if you like last year, the Ravens were 3-3 division,
Yep.
and they still won 13 games. You know what I'm saying? So the key is just not to not get swept in the division.
Right.
So they
Because
just
even in
500
my
this season.
prediction, I don't have us winning all them division games. Like a lot of people saying 17-1 and 16-1 or whatever. We got to be realistic, man. Vicksburg got better, Cleveland got better, and the Bengals got better. Now that don't mean they're gonna win, but I at least I'm gonna respect them at their place. At
Right, but
least.
even the year that the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, they went 10-7 and went 2-4 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
They went their only division wins were against the Ravens. They went 0-2 against the Steelers. They went 0-2 against the Browns. And they still made it. So it's important. Don't get it twisted. The key is you don't want to live going 2-4 in the division.
Right.
They split the division, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? At the least, they'll get 10 wins. At the least. But I see anywhere from 11 to 12 wins, two or three seed in a deep run in the playoffs. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. And so I know I saw that you're debating on which games you go to. Let me know if you go to the Tampa game. I got you.
Yeah, I think we kind of locked for that one. I hit you off stream on it. I think me and the missus kind of locked on that one. But
Okay, I got you.
cause what screwed us was the Houston game being on Christmas, and we real family tight on Christmas. So I don't know, like we might not be able to pull that one off as far as like leaving the family, and it depends on what we're gonna be at anyway. So, but them having
I
that,
got
that's the game I really wanted to go to, but
you.
them having it on Christmas kind of screwed me. And then I don't like these prices from Dallas right now. So
I got you. Yeah, those prices gonna go down because I mean the price is gonna be high now. And what I normally I normally wait till close to the game. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on who's healthy, who's playing. That's why I don't like buying. I like making the plans, but I don't like buying tickets too early because you just never know. You hate to spend all that money to go to the game and you know, God forbid the quarterback is hurt or most of the guys are hurt and stuff like that, and then you can't even offload the tickets.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, for me, looking at least the Kansas City game, probably depending on what the worst schedule looking like, more likely that Monday night game in Tampa, and then possibly getting Buccaneer season tickets this year because we got a good home schedule. So I'll go to games I want to until all the tickets I don't want that I'm not going to.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was telling the guy previous. Like a lot of PSLs, and I don't know what Tampa Bay they call them, but they'll get the tickets and they'll pull out the ones they want, and then sell the rest of them.
Yeah,
and during that make their money back.
Well, depending on how good the team is, and especially these people that are long-time season ticket holders. I was talking because me and my boy used to go to Orlando Magic games, and the guy was telling us when Dwight Howard was there and Shaq and Penny, like they would be making a killing. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to the games you want to go to, and then like, oh, I already seen LeBron 10 times already, and you just sell the tickets off. You know what I'm saying? And basically in one or two games you get your money back. So it's shaping up to be a good year, man. We still got a little bit more time in the NBA playoffs, and it's going to be a good summer. And then once the season comes, oh yeah, it's going to be.
I'm loving these playoffs too, even though neither team that I like is in playoffs. I'm loving the competitiveness and seeing these new guys and just seeing new blood, man. Even though I'm kind of old school and I don't want to see my guys like go out like LeBron and Steph and all them get older, but man, Ant is something else. Ant and these other cats, they just gotta respect these youngsters, man.
You do, but I think the NBA learned their lesson because they did. I think that's what hurt the league in the '90s after Jordan left. It was all that hyping up Jordan, and then they weren't embracing the younger players, and the ratings fell off, and Jordan had to come back. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, LeBron came right after Jordan left.
Yep.
And I think like the whole thing with this, I don't know if you've been following that TNT might lose the rights for the NBA.
Yeah, I've been following it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing because as entertaining as the Inside the NBA game show is entertaining, those guys don't watch the game. They don't promote the game. You know what I'm saying? They talk bad about the league. They talk bad about the players in the league. And you don't see any NFL. The NFL will not allow their flagship commentator show to bash the league.
Yeah, true.
And so, yeah, they're funny, but they don't do a good job of promoting the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and there's no rule saying that even though they don't have the NBA, that they can't keep doing that show. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they go to the studio once or twice a week and they do something similar. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, it's shaping up to be a good year, man. Shaping up to be a good year. And and then also, I know we can't really talk about this online. Hit me on the side and let me know what you do in the summer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you decide, if you decide to come.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah. And I got some plans. So if you can make it at least one of the days,
okay,
I got something for you, dog.
All right, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I got you, dog. Well, I love the show, man. I love what you're doing, man. Take care, and it's beautiful how you talk about your wife and your marriage and family, bro. A lot of people don't really talk about.
That's my rock, man.
It's not really promoted. It's done, but we just don't promote it well. I like what you do. And continue to do what you do, dog.
She opened my eyes to a whole lot of stuff. I was this old country bumpkin that ain't know nothing. They never been nowhere. She opened my eyes to a whole different world, even though she's from the same place. She just left way before I did.
I got you. They'll do that if you pick the right one. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love what you're doing, man. Hopefully, I know it's a lot of young people not really promote marriage and all that stuff. But I like what you're doing, dog. So, hopefully, that changes the narrative.
No, hope so. I appreciate you, team. Right, and I definitely reach out and let you know what we're gonna do.
Okay, no problem, dog.
All right, group. All right. Next up, my man, $100,000 and all. He let us call him by the wrong name for 3 years before I was finally just sitting at the screen and like, that don't say what I think it say. That say P Brown the third, not P Brownie. What's good, my guy?
What's going on, Coach, man? How you doing, man? I was hoping I caught you. I was hoping I caught you. I looked at the phone. I was like, oh, man, I'm late.
It's all good. Better late than never.
Right. So my thoughts on the schedule, I mean, I know a lot of people saying, we got a tough schedule, all that good stuff, but because we play, the 10 playoff teams, but we got to look at the whole record of how some of these teams became playoff teams, because of their division or their conference or whatever, right?
We got 10 playoff teams. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I didn't count it up myself, but listening to a lot of other YouTubers, I think we got 10 teams that was in the playoffs last year. That's why they're saying that we got like a tough schedule or whatever. But I mean, you got to look at it by some of the divisions on how people actually got in. To the playoffs, you know what I mean? If you got a weak division and you was 9-8, I mean, come on, like.
Hey, but the thing is that 9-8 went to the Final Four though.
Yeah,
they won a game.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. No, they didn't go to the Final Four. They went to the Final 8.
Right.
They was the Final 8. They was in the Final. They lost to Detroit, right?
Yep.
I mean, so. Detroit beat them. I'm sorry, Detroit beat them. I think, but they won a playoff game. That's what I'm trying to say.
They won the playoffs. That was Tampa, right?
Mm-hmm. That was Tampa. Yep.
Yep, Tampa, right? But my thoughts on it this year, I literally just thought my dad visited. We're down here in Texas now, and me and him was just talking, and I'm like, I would rather prefer that we lose that first game against KC. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
They started on a Thursday, right? Which means they won't play until that next Sunday. Not that next Sunday, but the following Sunday, right?
Like 10 days rest, something like that.
10 days.
Yeah, exactly 10 days rest. The 5th to the 15th. Yeah, 10 days rest.
Right. I think that'll give Lamar, all the other major players, Roquan, the coaches, some time to think and be like, okay, we need to go back to the drawing board, do some things different, maybe change up some philosophies, man. And I think them boys could come out of that and go 16-1.
Good.
Just by getting punched in the mouth like that. You lost to them in the AFC Championship. You lost to them in your first season opener. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it could make Lamar snap to the point where you know how they used to talk about Brady, how Brady get, and he just turns to
they
a
called
level.
it they called it what, passionate. They called it passionate.
There you go. And now it just because you can already see he already kind of switching some things around, you know, with getting his body in a different perspective and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I hope we win. If we win, that's cool. If we don't, like you said, I just watched the video that you did breaking down the game, the season or whatever. Again, it's not going to make or break us. I don't care if we wild card. I don't care if we win the division again. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if we the best team in the conference again, as long as we get in.
Yes.
And then just change things up from what we did last year. I feel the same way you feel about the defense. They might start off a little slow, but I don't think they're going to start off too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be one of them things where they start games off slow, they give up points, they come back the second half, and then they start, you know, really like not shutting people down, but holding people, because I think the offense is going to be explosive enough this year that they'll be able to overcome the defense's weaknesses in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
what
point.
I'm
I think
hoping
about
to
that. My thing is
Yeah,
I got us losing 2 games out of these first 4. But if the
Right.
defense is locked in, like we know they could be from the jump,
Right.
that 12 wins could easily jump up to 15.
Easy. I mean, easy. And it's going to take a couple of pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they do with Wiggins, the first round pick,
Mm-hmm.
right? How is it Trenton Simpson? How we see Trenton Simpson next to Roquan, right? And then are they going to bring in another free safety, or are they going to try to get one of these, either the one they drafted or the one that they picked up off of that was not drafted to be
Braid is one of them, and
Braid
and
right.
Knox. I think Knox is the one they drafted.
Right. I think they're going to try to see how they look in preseason before they actually maybe try to bring somebody in. I think that might be too late.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 good safeties out there right now, just sitting.
Right. That's why I'm thinking they should just go ahead and pull the trigger, man. If these dudes ain't asking for no $15-16 million a year, which at this point you should know you ain't getting that unless you got offers on the table and you just ain't accepted nothing yet. But go get Hyde or go get what's the other dude? I think you talked about him too.
Hyde or Simmons.
You're right. I would prefer him.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer him. Him, Williams, and then Hamilton. Oh my God.
They got Marcus May out there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about him. Like I think they need to go ahead and get one of those guys, give him a 1-year contract, try to stash the dude, the undrafted dude on the you know the what you call it?
Our practice squad.
Yeah, on the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stash him maybe, because I don't think the dude they drafted is going to be better than him.
I don't think so. From the tape I looked at too, I think Braid, however you say it, is better than Kane. His name Kane. That's what it is.
That's it. I think he's going to beat him out. Is he going to be good enough to start, especially if what you call want to do that 3-man safety rotation like the old coordinator did? Which I think they're going to try to tell him in his first year. Right. I think they're going to try to tell him in his first year that, look, stick with what you know. Don't change up too much stuff. Call the plays that we know how to. The big thing is going to be knowing what plays to call.
Mm-hmm.
In what situation.
Because he's a rookie too.
Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's a good schedule, man. I think it's all in their hands. I just don't want, Coach. I just don't want none of these games to come down to, excuse my French, dumbass coaching decisions, man.
We got to win in spite of.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't. Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that. And then the other thing, I'm gonna let you go, Coach. Hopefully we don't get no Harbaugh re-signing. Let him go off into the sunset and call it a day, and and let it be what it be, and we can,
The funny thing is about that is if we do good, they probably gonna re-sign him.
Oh, they're gonna re-sign him in a heartbeat.
If we go 13-4 and the number 2 or the number 1 seed,
I'll be okay with it if he just changed his philosophy and let the Ravens be who the Ravens can be, and let Lamar be who he can be. I'll be cool with it. Let him stand on the sideline and be the game manager, or I don't know, whatever.
Right.
Whatever his job is, just let it be that. But But I'm gonna let you go, Coach. I'm definitely trying to go to that Dallas game. So if you end up changing your mind, I already got guys coming from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's a bunch of Ravens fans down here that I work with.
It ain't dead yet. It ain't dead yet. It might pull up, cause see, the thing about that one is, normally you try to get your stuff so they won't jump the hotels on you. I won't need a hotel in Dallas, so that's the good thing about that. So if the prices come down, I'm good. I can just go to Dallas. I got somewhere to stay. That's that place locked in.
Exactly, and I'm only like an hour away from there, so.
I know you on Coach, 20.
Man. Yep.
I know exactly where it's at.
Yep. But all right, Coach, man, enjoy. I'm gonna keep listening to the show. I appreciate everything you and the guys and the fellas put together, man. And I'm just looking forward to the season and whatever else you bring, coming up, leading into the season. And I'm gonna keep watching as always.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right. Let's see. All right, got that. All right. So now what I'm gonna do right here is, kind of go through and tell you why I picked the way I picked a little bit, and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna keep it real short. So I got us winning. We're losing to the Chiefs. That game could go in either way, but I didn't want to be purple, like all purple shades, and go and say we're gonna come out there and kick their butt, because I think Orr is going to have to figure this out, and I think this is a great figure it out game for him, because he's going against probably one of the better offensive minds our game has ever seen, Andy Reid. And so everything that he throws out there, Andy's probably going to have a counter for it, and it's going to be a great tool for him to not only watch after week 1, but to fall back on, at other times in the bye week, or even when the season over with, and see how he can get better and see what they did to him when he gave different looks. That week 1 game is going to be a very interesting test. Well, no, sorry, not a test. A very interesting part of Zach Orr's learning curve. And I have faith in Zach. Don't think I'm doubting Orr. I just think, just like Mike, it took Mike a minute to figure stuff out and get it rolling. I think the same thing with Zach. Now, to come back and be devil's advocate on my own thoughts, if they have it together, because they got a somewhat veteran, leadership with the defensive line is pretty much intact. Your secondary is pretty much intact. The only new person you really even put in there is Simpson. And if Simpson pick it up and play well, he might not even have this learning curve. And like I said, that 12 wins could jump up to 14, 15 wins. Quick. Because the reason I got it at 12 is because I think the defense is going to struggle a little bit. Now, going to the offensive side, we are going to have 3 new O-linemen, no matter who they are or what position they play. But I think going away from so much counter power, and getting more athletic offensive linemen to run inside and outside zone, you don't have to have the greatest of O-linemen to run inside and outside zone. And I've said this on at a bunch of different times. I mean, if you go back and you just go look at Keaton Mitchell's highlights. If it's not an outside run, like outside zone or jet sweep or something like that, his inside zone runs came behind John Simpson, who was by far the worst lineman we had. Because it's a simple read, it's a simple hat on a hat. And if Simpson was getting his hat on a certain person, and just in that split second, if Keaton Mitchell hit it right, he gone. Whereas when Powell encountered, people was crossing Simpson's face and throwing him out the way and doing all kind of stuff to him. So you don't have to have the you need good old linemen. Don't put the words in my mouth. You need good old linemen because we're gonna have to throw at some point, and they got a pass pro. So you need good old linemen. But going versus the outside zone scheme and inside zone scheme, even if it's equal, we should be better without having this great old line, and then it'll give them time to get better and learn each other too. So that's where I'm at with week 1. Week 2, the Raiders. I'm not confident in the Raiders quarterback situation. I think our defense can get after them in that quarterback situation, even though Devontae can just go nuts at any time. Devontae Adams, speaking of. Cowboys. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. I mean, they could be good. They could lay an egg. They generally lay an egg, but Lamar don't really lose, like DDSQ said. Lamar don't really lose to the NFC. He don't really lose to the NFC. So I got a W there. Week 4 versus the Bills. I think week 4 we're gonna lose because we're gonna come off a massive high with beating the Cowboys. I do. Even though I really despise Josh Allen. And I know where the narratives are going to go if we lose that game. If we lose the first game and we lose the 4th game. And I think somebody put it under my other video. I read it before I hit live. If we lose to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, the crucifixion of Lamar will begin. Even though it won't be warranted, but it will begin. We can score 70 points in both of them games and lose, by 1 point. They can score 71 and they're gonna blame Lamar because he lost to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. But first quarter of the season, I got us going 2-2. Second quarter, I got us going 3-1. The one loss coming to Cincinnati, at Cincinnati. Third quarter, I have us going 3-1 with the one loss coming to week 11 to Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh. Then the last, I could say quadrant, but it's actually 5 games. The last 5 games I have us going 4-1, rattling off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then losing that last week because we won't have anything to play for versus Cleveland. So I got us sitting at 12-5 for the season, and that's kind of my thinking for the 2024 season as of right now. So we will see. And I see somebody said Max Crosby versus the rookie tight end. Yeah, that could get ugly, but they better throw some darn help over there, Mike Leonard. If Rosengarten is the right tackle and they keep putting Max over there, it better be a tight end, chipping, and better be something going on. Don't leave that man out there on the island by himself. Every now and then you can do it, but don't make it a habit. But that's what I got for us right here, man. I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I appreciate my callers. I think we had one of I was saved as Chief, DDSQ, and P Brown the third. Man, I appreciate you guys, and we'll be back soon. Especially if something pop off, we'll have another call in show, man. And again, peace and love. See y'all soon. Hit the like button, share, all that good stuff. Y'all know what to do. Oh, hold on. Hey, what about the overlay? Y'all like the overlay? What? Yeah, I ain't seen nobody say nothing about the overlay. We're trying to upgrade around here, trying to do better things. Got a little overlay going. Tell me if y'all like that. W or L on the overlay. All right, triple max. I don't blame you one bit.